Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us here for KREM 2 News First at 4. I'm Whitney Ward. Well, you may want to pay a little closer attention to the speed on your South Hill Drive soon. The Spokane Police Department is installing 3 new photo speed cameras in school zones at Ferris High School and at Roosevelt Elementary. KREM 2's Amanda Rowley is joining us now live to explain how they could land you a very hefty ticket. Hi, Amanda.
Good evening, Whitney. Here on Regal, this sign here warns drivers to slow down to 20 miles per hour when the lights are flashing. But Spokane police say still more than half of drivers are still going just too fast. So they hope that installing photo speed cameras will convince people to slow down. Now, those 3 new cameras on the South Hill will monitor southbound traffic on Ray, northbound traffic on Regal, and northbound traffic on Bernard. This covers the school zones of Ferris High School and Adams Elementary, as well as Roosevelt Elementary. Now, the cameras track your speed and are only active when the school zone lights are flashing. Traffic Supervisor Sergeant Teresa Fuller says the end goal here is to keep students safe.
I would love to be able to say I could put myself out of a job or put our cameras out of a job if everybody obeyed the traffic law, and that would make life a lot easier. I mean, that's one of the biggest complaints that we have come into the department is traffic issues, and frankly, that's a huge thing for our city.
Now, if you are caught speeding when the cameras are active, the ticket will not go on your record or get reported to insurance, but you will face a fine depending on your speed, and it ranges from $217 to $483. Now, the Spokane South Hill cameras are still in the engineering phase, so they still need to be installed. You won't see them up quite yet, but Teresa Fuller says they could go live as early as this spring, but more than likely this upcoming school year. So keep an eye out for that. But when they do go live and they are active, Spokane police say they're going to give a 30-day grace period. So if you are caught while they're active, you'll get a warning in the mail. Reporting on the South Hill, Amanda Rowley, KREM 2 News.
All right, Amanda, thank you very much. And Washington now just days away from the end of the indoor mask mandate. That comes to an end on Saturday, which means by next week, students in Washington schools will not have to wear a mask in the classroom. That will mark the first time since this pandemic started that students won't have to wear a mask. Spokane Public Health Officer Dr. Frank Velasquez spoke to the media today about the end of the mandate in schools. He said he and the Spokane Regional Health District are going to be meeting with local districts to discuss preparations for the change. Dr. Velasquez said current trends are making him confident that it is safe for local schools to take off the masks.
If everything continues going the way it's going, we should be able to align with the DOH guidance, and unless there are any specific circumstances in a particular school that require us to provide a different guidance. So, and I do believe that most of our schools are looking forward to that.
Now, some guidelines are still in place for schools, which include the vaccine requirement for staff and quarantine requirements for those exposed to COVID-19. School districts must also still conduct contact tracing if a staff member or a student reports a positive COVID test. The state is also recommending that schools still attempt social distancing in situations like lunchrooms and other common areas. And we do want to look beyond Spokane Public Schools now, so we've got to look at how our local colleges will move forward once the mandate does in fact drop. Eastern Washington University is the latest now to update its mask guidance. Masks will be optional starting on March 12th at Eastern Washington University classrooms, academic and business buildings, as well as residence halls in Cheney, as well as the campus in the Catalyst building. Now, for the EWU campus in Spokane that is shared with WSU, we're told that they will be following WSU's masking protocols, which do require masks on public transportation and inside medical facilities. Also, starting March 12th, masks will no longer be required in the majority of WSU buildings, including classrooms, residence halls, recreation centers, and dining halls. But again, they will still be required on public transit and inside medical facilities like Cougar Health Services. GU will continue to require masks through Friday, March 25th. That's after Gonzaga's spring break. Each faculty member has the authority also to require students to wear those masks for any in-person class or lab. The university is advising all students, faculty, staff, and contractors to carry a mask at all times on campus just in case it is needed to enter a specific location. And the University of Idaho making masks optional on the Moscow and Coeur d'Alene campuses. However, instructors again do still have the option of requiring them in their classrooms. All right, here's a reason to smile. Jeremy Legoo, you're our brand new chief meteorologist.
I've been smiling about it all week.
Oh, well, so have we, and we love that. In fact, we've been loving this week so much, we're going to play another game today. I know,
okay.
We've been doing it. This one is called Explain That Gram. It's where we took a little deeper dive into your Instagram. Don't panic. It's all good. It's all good. But we do want to ask for a few more details, some context about some of the most interesting photos that we found. So first off, let's get started. This.
Oh no, I knew this was coming.
Is that a crop
I knew
top?
this was coming.
This was in 2017.
No.
Tell me what's going on here.
Oh no, I called it the summer of the crop tops. So I was wearing crop tops everywhere that year. And as you can see, one made it to work one day.
Wow.
And I was working the morning show back then, so no management was in the building, and I thought I would have a little bit of fun.
I think you enjoyed that maybe a little too much.
Oh no! Oh,
But I
knew
love
was
it.
coming. I'm
Nothing
sweating.
wrong with it.
I'm now sweating. I might
No
have to go back
sweating.
to crop tops. I'm like seriously panicking.
Okay, next one.
Oh, no,
Explain what's happening with this dog from 2015. He's very cute.
This is a dog actually I saw at a farmer's market.
Okay.
And I went, I have never seen a dog like this. And he was just so happy. And
Pretty
the person,
eyes.
Yeah, this dog apparently had a famous Instagram. I couldn't find it at the time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was like one of those Insta famous dogs. And I was trying to get some clout by taking a picture of it.
Did it work?
No.
Okay. It never does, right? You think you're going to latch onto it, just doesn't work.
Yeah.
Okay, take a look. This was, what, 10 years ago? Is that
Oh
about?
my gosh. See, I knew
10
you guys
years
were going to
ago.
go after all the embarrassing ones.
You look very serious, which is kind of an expression we're not used to. What's going on here?
So my little sister,
Okay.
she's 5 years younger than me.
Okay.
She posted a picture to her Instagram.
All right.
And her picture was a scarf over her head and some like designer sunglasses.
Oh, got it. Okay.
And she was very proud of herself riding.
So you
in
were
a
kind of
convertible.
emulating the whole.
And so
Okay.
at this moment in my life, I was making a living selling corn dogs. I was a carny.
That's right. We need to talk more about that too.
The carny life of my past. So I was doing that, and I took a piece of paper towel and some glasses.
So it's not a
off-
designer scarf?
No, and glasses off somebody who bought a corn dog from me. And I was like, can you please take a picture? So if you look close, you can see a whole festival going on.
Yeah, I was going to say, what's in the background? That's
Yeah.
when you were selling corn
A
dogs.
whole festival. So I had that picture taken, and it's quite embarrassing.
Well, we're going to do this more because I thoroughly enjoyed this.
no.
More crop top pictures, more, I don't know, hot dog, corn dog, paper towel wearing, it's all good.
Let's do weather.
Let's do it. Let's get started on that at least until tomorrow.
Yeah, so live look outside shows plenty of sunshine, but don't let that sunshine fool you. It is in fact quite chilly out there. How chilly? 33 degrees right now. You factor in that wind. Still feels like we're in the 20s. We're hanging on to that wind, but it's starting to calm down out of the north-northeast at just 9 miles per hour right now. Temperatures starting to fall across much of the region. 32 in Coeur d'Alene, 32 in Sandpoint, 40 in both Moses Lake and Wenatchee. Earlier this week, we talked about something called radiative cooling, and this is when it starts to take shape. Right now, we've got clear skies overhead, but putting it in motion. Clear skies overnight allow temperatures to drop, and see this 7 o'clock filtering in of clouds. You're going, oh no, I don't want to see clouds. Yeah, right, we don't want to see clouds, but by tomorrow morning, this little bit of a cloud cover acts as a blanket and stops our temperatures from falling into the low teens. That's our saving grace for tomorrow morning. It's a partly cloudy day throughout much of tomorrow, but really it starts out chilly once again. You thought this morning was cold? Well, good news, we get to do it all again tomorrow, so keep that parka handy. You're going to need it one more day before our warm-up returns.
All right, Jeremy, sounds like a deal. Thank you very much. Now to the latest on the crisis in Ukraine. Pentagon officials tell CBS News Russia has been slowed but not stopped in its invasion of Ukraine. And now they are turning to more so-called dumb bombs, which actually result in higher civilian casualties. Mark Hanrahan is joining us live here in the studio with the latest on that. Hi, Mark.
Good afternoon, Whitney. Take a look at this video right here. Greenpeace activists and volunteers held up torches and Ukrainian flags as they stood forming a peace sign at Heroes Square in Budapest today. More than 1,500 people formed that peace sign. Greenpeace also said in a statement that it condemns the war launched by President Putin and demands an immediate cessation of fighting and the withdrawal of Russian troops from Ukraine. Well, today, Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky tweeted out this video. He says it shows evidence of a Russian strike on a maternity hospital. Zelensky once again called on the West to impose a no-fly zone over Ukraine, something NATO says it will not do. The U.S. also shot down a Polish plan to give Ukraine Russian-made jets, but only if they are first delivered to Germany and then taken from a U.S. base to Ukraine. A State Department official says Poland did not consult with the U.S. before issuing a statement announcing its plan to provide jets to Ukraine. White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki addressed why the administration is reluctant to impose the no-fly zone.
I think it's pretty clear it doesn't require a military expert to understand why having planes fly from a U.S. airbase into a contested part of a country where there is a war is not in our interest and not in NATO interest.
Zelensky did thank the U.S. for banning Russian oil, and the economic squeeze on Russia's economy does not stop with government action. Several companies have announced pausing their business in Russia in an attempt to hit their economy where it hurts. Coca-Cola, PepsiCo, McDonald's, Starbucks, and Yum, the parent company of KFC and Taco Bell, have all suspended operations. Whitney?
All right, Mark, thank you very much. Meanwhile, the United Nations now says 2 million people have fled Ukraine since the invasion began. So if you would like more information on how to give aid to those people, just text the word crisis to 509-448-2000. We'll send those resources directly to your phone. While keeping up with increasing gas prices has some Spokane residents thinking of new ways to try and approach their work commutes. One option seeing increased interest is Spokane Transit Authority's Vanpool program. It's what allows for people here in Eastern Washington and even North Idaho to create Vanpool groups so they can commute to and from work together. Vans are offered at a flat fee per month depending on the commute area. So if you're commuting within Spokane County, it's $60 a month that can get you a van provided with gas, maintenance, roadside assistance, and insurance. Starting a group can be as easy as heading to Commute Finder NW.com to see if there are already vans that are operating in your neighborhood, commuting to places that would be near wherever you work. So according to Spokane Transit Authority, 60 of its 87 vans are being used around the region right now. Increased gas prices have one Spokane resident thinking about starting or joining a Vanpool group to start commuting to work.
You can't really do much about your commute. You know, your commute is your work, and when you see the prices go up, it just takes it right out of your pocket. So any reduction of funds is welcome, and especially with inflation happening right now.
Vans in Stevens and Kootenai County cost $80 a month right now, and vans in all other counties are $100 a month. According to STA, groups can range in size from 3 to 14 passengers. Groups also need a minimum of 2 STA-approved drivers to operate a Vanpool. Drivers will have to submit a driver's application and send a copy of their driving record and a photo of their driver's license to STA. Hey guys, Bloomsday, now less than 2 months away. Coming up, we'll let you know about some virtual training options that you can get in on for free. And this war in Ukraine has also opened the door for several doctored pictures and videos online. You may have already seen some of them. Coming up, our Verify team is fact-checking one video that claims Ukraine is spreading its own propaganda. Details next.